What's up, everybody? For this other stream of my Cowboys family, but it's the same one, guys. I'm going through OBS, and hopefully this thing is going to work. So let's see if we can kick this thing off right and get it working. Here we go. It's good to go. So awesome, guys. It sounds like we're good to go here. As soon as I get Rave in the house, we're going to be talking with him. But before all of that goes, first and foremost, guys, welcome. Eagles 01 is first. So congratulations for being an Eagle fan. And we're going to have a lot to talk about your game coming up, probably the next day or two. We're going to be discussing our picks, et cetera, the whole thing, guys. So hopefully we have everything working. If you haven't joined up yet, make sure you shout out in the channel, in the chat, whatever. And we will talk with you guys. I'm going to go through some news here real quick. As soon as I make sure everything here is good. Let's see here. Give me one moment, guys. We were going to rock it. Making sure the audio is good as well, guys. Give me a moment. Hey, look who's in the house. Got the Rave man. We're going to talk with him in a moment, guys. And I'm going to introduce him in a minute. Make sure the audio is good here. I got this headset on, so it'd be interesting.
What are we?
Not what I wanted to hear there. There we go.
Yay,
audio is good. Making sure the audio is good as well, guys. Good. Give me a moment. We're rolling, guys. We're rolling. So, guys, first and foremost, let me introduce in the house today, special guest, somebody who has been on our channel here multiple times, donating a lot, man. Much appreciated. Rave415, welcome to my Cowboys family. Hey, Rave's a little sideways. If you're there, let me know. Say, hey, what's up? You there? Rave, you there? Check.
Oh, damn it.
I hear you back there. Rave, you in the house? Can you hear me? So I hear you. I hear a little bit. Listen, while you get your stuff together, man, I'm gonna can't hear you, man. I can't hear you right there. But hey, what I'm gonna try here while you get that thing together, while you get your thing together, I'm gonna go through some information, guys, some news for the Dallas Cowboys, and it's pretty. I guess it's pretty major in the sense of we added some coaches today, guys. We added actually a coach, to be specific. Cowboys add Sanjay Lal as the wide receivers coach for our staff, guys. According to multiple sources all over the NFL, Lal has spent the last season with the Indianapolis Colts. He has served as the wide receivers coach for the Oakland Raiders, New York Jets, Buffalo Bills as well. He replaces Derek Dooley, who left to become the offensive coordinator at Missouri. As you guys already know, that Derek Dooley left and went out there to Missouri to take an offensive coordinator job. So look for Sanjay Lal. Don't know much about him. He's kind of a receivers coach. Hopefully he'll help. Hope you guys can hear me first and foremost, guys. But yes, hopefully that Sanjay Lal will be able to hang in there. He's been to multiple teams. I don't know what that's going to mean when it comes to issues with other guys out here, mixing and matching with new guys. I don't know if he's helped these other squads. I'm looking at the Raiders receivers. Jets, nah. Bills, nah. I don't like it. I'm not really a big fan. I don't know much about him, so I have such little knowledge on him. I'll just wait and see how he produces as the season progresses. Cowboys are also scheduled to meet with John Pagano. John Pagano ended last season as Oakland Raiders defensive coordinator. Okay, so he's looking to interview with us. I'm assuming not for defensive coordinator. I'm assuming, although I will say there's a lot of word that we're trying to get what's his name, Marinelli, to retire. So based on that little piece of information and Marinelli possibly retiring, they might be looking to add John Pagano as the coach. So we'll have to wait and see on that. As well as we also have to talk about Ray Horton. If you guys know him, Ray Horton, old school. He's an old player from the 90s, guys. Ray Horton. I think he was a safety or cornerback. Either way, he's a longtime defensive backfield coach, defensive backs coach, safeties, corners, and a former, of course, Cowboys player. So they're interviewing both of these guys. I'm assuming Ray Horton for the defensive backs. Not sure. Again, they say he's long time. I want to see more. And we talk about John Pagano. He was the Raiders defensive coordinator. Not sure if he's going to be the head coordinator, so to speak, on there. The guy who's going to be taking over. But either way, I would like to see what occurs with these two guys and what comes of that. We got John Pagano. We got Ray Horton. They're interviewing. We added Sanjay Lal as the receivers coach. As I said, Pagano's defensive coordinator. I don't know what he's going to be doing. Ray Horton, defensive backfield coach. So that you're getting kind of the coaching staff is starting to come together slowly but surely. We'll have to see what happens. Now, I have a lot of draft talk I did want to talk with Rave about. And if you're there, Rave, let me know. Let me see if you're.
I'm here.
Awesome, man. You are in the house now officially. Looks great. Sounds great. So I'm very happy. I have to fix my audio a little bit. So if I get lost, bear with me there. All right. Hopefully everybody can see it. Let me just double check the main feed. Yeah, we are in the house, brother. All right. So I'm going to do a couple things here when it comes to the some mock drafts, some players I want to mention. First and foremost, UCF, man. You actually sent me something earlier today about the UCF players possibly where are they going to go draft? Where are they going to be drafted at? And we're seeing here cornerback Mike Hughes for the UCF Knights. He seems to have a lot of first-round skills. I didn't hear about him being a first-round pick or a possible first-round pick, but I would look for him maybe second round, early second. Not sure. You have to kind of update me on him on that. But he's a cornerback, and so it's not really a Cowboys need, I think, in the first round. We also have other guys here like wide receiver Traquan Smith. He's a top 100 prospect. Linebacker Shaquem Griffin. Guys, remember, he's missing his hand. He has a twin brother that plays with the Seattle Seahawks. A lot of people saying he's going to go out there. So he's UCF. He's a linebacker, mid-rounder, even though he's missing his left hand. And again, some late rounders from UCF or for the UCF fans out there. Tight end Akins, offensive line Evans, defensive line Garrod, and defensive line Pittman. What do you think about those guys there, Rave, for the UCF Golden Knights?
I've been hearing a lot of a lot of stuff saying that Hughes actually should be a first-round pick. He's the kind of corner that he's really physical. He shoves his man, well, not shoves, but yeah, he pushes his man to the boundary, uses the boundary as a helper. That kind of corner. Actually, I haven't been able to look at him yet. I would actually like to find some game tape of him. I haven't been able to yet. But from what I'm hearing, he actually wouldn't be a bad pick for Dallas if they could have Jordan Lewis, Louisier, and another young corner come in and be the top three.
So you talk about basically we'll have 4 rookie corners more or less if you want to put Xavier Woods down there. I mean, not rookie, first year and rookies, under their belt. So do you think we need a cornerback in the first round?
Well, we don't need one, but if he's there, if you went by Dane Burglar's latest mock, just for instance, in his mock, he has, Roquan Smith is gone, Vita Vea is gone, Trayman Edmonds gone, Deron Payne's gone, Calvin Ridley's gone, Derwin James is gone. If something like that happens before 19, Hughes may be being in the back of their minds.
Yeah, so I see. Yeah, so sorry, I'm getting a little reverb, but on my side. But yeah, no, I mean that's interesting. I mean, I don't mind going corner. I just kind of looking more in the second, third round. I understand what you're saying though. If all the guys are taken, I do have some other names though. I'm gonna throw out there for you. Now, here's a mock draft by Law Nation. All right, he said Cleveland Browns will take Josh Rosen, Giants take quarterback Josh Allen, And just roll with me on these till I get to the Cowboys. Colts, Saquon Barkley, Browns, Fitzpatrick, Broncos, Darnold, Jets, Lamar Jackson, quarterback, Bucks, Bradley Chubb, Bears, Denzel Ward, Raiders, Daron Payne. How does that sound so far?
Oh, that sounds great.
Pretty accurate. Okay. Now, 11th, Roquan Smith. That's what I'm seeing here. He said, Law Nation said Bengals go with Derwin James at 12. Raiders 13, Arden Key. You got 14th place. You got a 14th pick. I'm sorry. You have the Green Bay Packers taking Marcus Allen, safety. The 15th pick, Cardinals taking Calvin Ridley, receiver. 16th, Baltimore Ravens taking Mike McGlinchey, offensive tackle, Notre Dame. 17th, Los Angeles Chargers taking Vita Vea. At 18th, Seattle Seahawks taking Billy Miller, center. And then 19th, he's got the Cowboys from Virginia Tech taking Jermaine Edwards, linebacker. Now we have a lot of other guys left after him: Josh Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Tavon Bryant, Ronnie Harrison, Marcus Davenport, Rashaan Evans. Somebody to think about there. Leighton Vander, Isaiah Wynn, Sam Hubbard, Cortland Sutton, Connor Williams, Carlton Davis, and Maurice Hurst. What do you think? Tell me what you think about what's left over and at that pick at the number 19 spot with linebacker Tremaine Edwards from Virginia Tech.
I'll start with Tremaine Edmonds. If you look at him, he's actually a Sean Lee type. Like, he gets to the ball really quickly. Like, he diagnoses plays very quickly. My only problem with him is when he gets to the ball carrier, he doesn't always, finish like you would want a linebacker to. I've seen him where he looks like he's laying the guy down rather than tackling him. I just don't like seeing stuff like that. That's really my only knock on him is he does get to the ball, but he doesn't always finish the way you would want him to. The other name that you said that kind of interesting to have in the first round is, even though I'm a Georgia fan, I don't see Isaiah Wynn as a first round pick. I see him more of a second or a third. He's a tackle that's moving to guard. Even though he started his career at Georgia at guard, I would still see it more of a second or third round pick. I think that's the only names that.
Now, what about and again, I'm not sure if you said Rashad Evans. Was that the guy you mentioned, or you didn't mention him?
I haven't mentioned him. The interesting thing is, when I did look at Law Nation's mock today, I found it interesting. He had him in the first round when I've seen him have more of a third round grade. So I guess there's a lot of guys that I guess people are waiting to see them perform at the Senior Bowl to see what they do against other talented players. So a lot of these slotted who's a first round pick, who's a second round pick, a lot of that will come out in the Senior Bowl. Because you'll actually finally get to see them against other people in the actual draft class, more against, instead of like, I was thinking about this earlier, you get to see them against the same talent level rather than, say a person that you're watching tape against Appalachian State or Rutgers, or you're finally getting to see them against level.
Okay, I see. I mean, I'm glad you got to take a look at it and, kind of look it over before we even got to this point of things. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of guys that I've been kind of eyeballing, and of course, Roquan Smith would have to trade up for him if we wanted to get someone like him. Now, when we compare someone like Daron Payne, we had that talk yesterday, and Vita Vea with Vach Lombardi, he was saying that we can use someone like that on the front line. What's your assessment of that, playing the 0-1 technique compared to somebody who's playing the 3 technique, which is what fits better for our defense? But go ahead, man. I'll let you expand on that.
In my opinion, I'd be all over Vea, but from what I hear from inside the organization, they're not looking at somebody like that. They pretty much see Malik Collins as our 1, which I think he's a little too small for the 1, but it's their team. They're going to do whatever they want to. Right. That's kind of the way I've been trying to approach this is, what would Dallas do? What would Jerry do? What would Will McClay do? Because what I would do seems to be completely the opposite of what they would do.
Okay, and I'm trying to look at some other names here, because I have let me just keep a look here. Now I want to talk about Josie Jewell in the second round. according to Vach Lombardi, he's very good at the draft assessments, and I want to know how that compares to what he said. He said he gets moved around, he gets pushed around in open space. He has a great football IQ, but do you think he'd be somebody we can look at in the second round, or should we go like with someone like a Will Hernandez, offensive guard?
See, that's somebody I really, really, really like is Josie Jewell, and that's why I could see us not doing linebacker in the first. Like I said, I'm not impressed with Edmonds as much as everybody else is, but I really love Josie. So it's like that's why I see I'm talking about other positions, because Josie Jewell is somebody that I would really love to have, because he is that guy that you could plug in and you wouldn't really lose a step with a Sean Lee out or anything like that, because he looks just like Sean Lee.
Is he injury prone like Sean Lee though?
I don't think so. I think I may be getting him confused with somebody else. I think he got hurt this year, but I don't think he has a history of it.
Okay, I just wasn't sure if that injury would affect him in the upcoming season.
I'm not sure. I can't remember what it was right now. I think they mentioned it on the draft show, so I can't remember exactly what it was that he was dealing with.
Okay. Now, what about receiver? Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk. These are names that people want us to draft.
Christian Kirk, I hadn't actually looked at yet. I've heard a lot of hype on him, but the interesting thing is I heard today is we need people on the special teams. We need returners, and Christian Kirk actually averaged more yards per return in punt returns than kick returns, which is just unheard of. He was averaging over 21 yards a punt return.
No, that's okay. That's something to think about. Do you think we should take a receiver in the first round, though?
With that much of a doubt on special teams, I would say look at him. Even with Ryan Switzer back there, we did have a return for a touchdown this year, but even going back to Dwayne Harris, I don't remember having a dynamic weapon back there in years.
What about Switzer, though?
That's what I'm saying. He returned one, I think.
True.
I don't know what his average was on the year, though. I can't remember right now. I'm not saying he's a bad returner, but like when you have an opportunity to put somebody like Kirk back there who could eventually be a 1 or a 2 for you and start out on special teams, I think it's kind of worth it.
All right. I mean,
so the first round,
we're disagreement there. I mean, oh, hello. I'm sorry. Okay. I know I said that. I think that we have it a little bit off. I don't want to go receiver. I really don't. I think that's only like last drastic first round pick. I mean, I see other guys, and again, I don't think they're going to be there, but Derwin James, Ronnie Harrison. Do you think those two guys at safety are worth thinking about for that first pick at 19?
I would think about Derwin James, even though he's an in-the-box safety, because I like guys like that, and I would love to put him next to a Byron Jones and let Byron Jones just play center field. My only problem with it is looking at it, like I said, what are they trying to build? What do they want to do? It seems like they got a plethora of strong safeties back there, but like I'm trying to figure out what you want, because Frazier isn't in the box safety. Can play both pretty much. And then you got Byron Jones, who's everybody's saying should be a corner, and they just refuse to move him back. So if you got a Derwin James, he's still an in-the-box kind of guy, so you're still not getting the playmaking free safety we really need back there.
Ronnie Harrison, does he drop to us?
I don't think I've seen anything where
from Alabama.
About that, I'm looking over Dane Brugler's. Dane Brugler's got him going 28th, so there's a chance.
Now, do you take again? I go back to the receiver. I'm going to hit him back and forth with this, but do you think the receiver is worth more for our team over safety like this? Even though he's in the box safety, like you said, depending what the Cowboys want, or Joshua Jackson or Mike Hughes, do you think these guys as corners or safeties will you take one of these guys over a receiver like Calvin Ridley or Christian Kirk for the return purposes as well?
See, I'm with you. I just don't see any offensive position being worth over defense. Defense has been our downfall for years. The only thing I see taking, even though it's 19 and it's a little early for some, the only offensive position I see taking is offensive line.
I agree.
Like somebody had the tackle. Dane Burglar has Mike McGlinky, or however you say that, the tackle from Notre Dame, falling to 21. And in my opinion, if he's there at 19, I take him over Edmonds. Easy.
Wow. So wait, what was the name again?
Mike McGlinky, McGlinchey, the tackle from Notre Dame.
I see. Very cool. Okay, no,
So
I just didn't know. I don't have him on my list here, so that's a good one to get. Now, what about Roquan Smith, Rashaan Evans? I'm sorry. Those two guys, I mean, what do you think about them as a first round? Of course, I know Roquan Smith. He's fantastic, dynamic, can cover the run, cover the pass. So, we're not going to probably get him unless we trade up. Rashaan Evans, Alabama, he's been having a lot of hype recently as well with Tremaine Edwards as well. So, those are the guys we have to. I can see them taking somebody on linebacker. I can see them taking a safety. I think Al Fitzpatrick would be there, but you also have Vita Vea, Deron Payne. That matchup, that's a big thing. Who do you take out of those two? Out of all these guys, who would you take, excluding the big names like Roquan Smith and the ones that are probably not going to be there, Fitzpatrick? When you talk about Vita Vea or Deron Payne, who would you take?
Out of Payne or Vea?
Yeah.
Personally, I take Vea because Vea is a space eater. He's huge. He's strong. He moves quicker than a guy his size should. He just disrupts the offensive line. I heard like this dude can pick up guards and just move them out of his way like they're nothing. If we got a guy like that in front of our linebacking core, it would do wonders for the entire defense.
I agree. And so let me just finish the first round here for a second. We're going to jump to the second round, third round, fourth round, whatever you can throw out there. Some names I would appreciate it because it could go any way. This thing could fall any way as we get closer to our picks in the second, third, fourth rounds. But so Ridley and Kirk, that's the receivers. You got Derwin James and Harrison, Fitzpatrick in there too, Joshua Jackson, the corner, Mike Hughes, Roquan Smith, linebacker, Rashaan Evans at linebacker, and Deron Payne and Vita Vea. Out of all those guys, I'm just saying, let's say, obviously not the bigger names, let's say the ones that are more realistic to us, who would you think that you would take? Who you think that, again, we can guess about the Cowboys, but who would you take out of that group of guys, excluding Roquan Smith and a couple other guys that are higher up, like Fitzpatrick and a couple others that are going to be gone by the time we go? Realistic pick for us, what would be your choice, man? And explain the reasons why. And in the end, after all these names have been said, so in the first round, 19.
From what I've seen, like Vea would be my pick, like hands down. But the problem with that is I don't see him being there because there are so many people high on him that there's got to be it's hard for me to imagine that there's 18 defensive coordinators that's not going to want him. Let's see here. I mean, when you look at Cincinnati's a team that would probably snatch him up. You got the 49ers. I believe they still run a 3-4. I can put them, but like I said, it's just hard for me to believe 18 teams would pass on him.
And everything I've heard about him, I would find that almost an impossibility. So if he's gone, let's assume he's gone. Would you say Deron Payne? Would you say Rashaan Evans?
I would actually say, and I can't believe I'm saying this because there's a lot of inconsistency from what I see, but I would actually take Maurice Hurst.
Really?
The defensive tackle from Michigan. I watched Penn State tape on him. I watched Ohio State tape on him. I watched Wisconsin. When he wants to shoot a gap, there's nobody that can stop him, it seems. But there are other times where he just gets completely washed out of a play. So it's like, I don't know which one you're going to get. But like I said, he has that talent. Like his get off is amazing.
So you take him over Deron Payne if those are the two guys there?
I would probably take him over Deron Payne. Deron Payne, the knock on him is he plays to his competition. So if it's not a big game, you probably aren't going to get much out of him. But I don't like that because, okay, then how do you know he's going to turn it on in a big game?
And I agree, and that's, I mean, it's nice. It's a good breakdown there. The first round at the pick 19. Some names I did not expect to hear, but definitely, we're saying if the better ones are gone or the ones we're targeting over the second tier guys, I guess you could say in the first round. Yeah, I mean, those are the choices we have. Maurice Hurst, and so you don't like Rashaan Evans.
I don't know what to think of him. Really haven't looked at him. I haven't had really a chance to look at him. I haven't really looked at linebackers.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I hold on for 1 second.
Oh, yeah. I'll hold. And guys, I'm saying it right now for everyone watching right now. Welcome, Rave415. Make sure you go to his channel. It's Rave, R-A-V-E 415. One word there. Just make sure you go to it, search it, go to him, look up Georgia Bulldogs, Dallas Cowboys, and Rave415. Search him out. I posted the link in the description, so make sure you go there, subscribe up to his channel. He's gonna have a lot of stuff coming up soon. He's gonna do the college corner on our channel here on My Cowboys Family, and he knows his football, he knows his Cowboys, he knows his Bulldogs. So I'm not a big college guy, but I represent UCF. He represents the Bulldogs, and he knows his stuff about the college guys. We're gonna do the next couple of rounds here as soon as we get good there. I saw this thing. Kind of switch it off for one moment from the college stuff. Yep, I'll hold up for a second for him. But I wanted to say first off, guys, I'm diverting from the sorry guys, 1 second. Diverting from the college talk or the draft talk. The referees for the Super Bowl have been already picked, and guess what? Gene's Saratori is going to be the head referee there for Super Bowl 52. You know him, the index card. I was going to try to find one here. The index card guy. So, yeah, this guy, we can make fun of him all he wants. He lives for officiating. He's never done a Super Bowl ever. So this is first chance. I wonder if that index card, caused a little bit of so much notoriety for him that he got the chance to coach. I know overall he's been all right as far as a referee. But we'll see how he does in the Super Bowl. Hopefully no index cards are needed. One last thing I was kind of looking at overall, speed in the NFL, speed, all right? Fastest from the line of scrimmage on offense. And they have this new chip implanted into the shoulder pads of a lot of these NFL players this past season so they can do this kind of scientific work. They found out how fast, hitting, speed, all these things. So they were doing the speed, and I was reading that. I found it interesting that the combine doesn't mean everything. I'm sure Rave knows this, but the combine is not everything. It's a lot of it is football speed. So Leonard Fournette, he was he had the fastest run of the season from the line of scrimmage on the offensive player. I mean, he ran it in he was running he ran in the combine 4.51, but I'm sorry, he set it at 4.51 in the combine, but he actually did against the Steelers in week 5. He had the fastest run of the year. He reached 22 miles per hour on that run. So that's an interesting number there. Even though and the combine wouldn't show that when on the field, but that football game-breaking speed he has is there. It's kind of reminds me a little bit of Zeke. The speed on the field is more important than the speed in the combine at times. Other top speeds for running backs: Todd Gurley, Fournette did it the second time, Marquise Goodwin, Tyreek Hill to receivers. So, now defensively speaking, guess who's who's the fastest defensive player on the field this year? The fastest one, Byron Jones, guys. Byron Jones from the Dallas Cowboys is clocked at running 22.11 miles per hour, and was in pursuit of Jay Ajayi in that Monday night game against the Eagles. He caught him from behind. He actually came in to blitz, and he had to back up and turn around and run down the field to catch Ajayi, or he would have been gone. And he caught him right at the end. Didn't think it mattered much, but I wanted to make sure I got that information out there. Other top speeds on defense, guys: Malcolm Butler from the Patriots, Johnson Badamosi from the Patriots, Devin McCourty from the Patriots, and David Amerson from the Raiders. But nobody beat good old Byron Jones. So when we want to get rid of him, a lot of these guys want to get rid of him. I think at worst we keep him at corner if need be. But I think he could do. His versatility is what makes him special, and he's got the speed in the game to be able to make it up. That's why he has great coverage on those tight ends. That's why you see him a little behind, and all of a sudden he knocks the ball down. On those third downs this year, a lot of third downs, he helped us stop that little breakaway speed, that little extra oomph he's got on the football field, helped him become a more important than people realize. When I believe when it comes to Byron Jones, when you add up defense, offense, special teams, and they add up all these little chips on their shoulder pads, Byron Jones wins it, guys. As far as on the field speed in a game this 2017 season, Byron Jones came in number 1. Number 2 was Leonard Fournette. Number 3, Marquise Goodwin. Number 4, Mark Barron. Number 5, Ziggy Ansah. I'm sorry. That's a different position. So Byron Jones at defense there. You have running back Leonard Fournette, Marquise Goodwin, receiver. So Mark Barron at linebacker was next. Ziggy Ansah, defensive lineman. Cam Newton at quarterback, Delonte Walker, tight end, and Lane Johnson, offensive lineman for Philly. So those are the fastest guys in the NFL on the field. If you made your all NFL on the field speed guys, those are the guys you want in there. So my talk here on my side is kind of done. I do want to get some questions, but before then, I want to make sure we go back and do a little. Actually, you know what, Rave, what do you think about that in-game speed compared to the combine and that kind of stuff? So
I've always tried to tell people not to get too excited about the 40 or anything like that in the combine, because they call it the underwear Olympics for a reason. They're not wearing anything but shorts and t-shirts. They don't have their pads on. They don't have their helmet on. They don't have all that on. So always trust tape over the combine. Always take game tape into consideration with the combine. I've never understood these players that shoot up draft boards because of their 40 time. Tape doesn't lie.
So the padding, all that stuff makes a huge difference. And the way they're able to move when the pads on, whether it's defense or offense, all these things, you have to be taken into account when you're on the field playing and when you're in the combine and underwear and a tight shirt. Like you said, no helmet, no pads. It does make a difference, and it's good to know that one of our players, Byron Jones, who by the way is in his last year of his contract, is a guy that we have. He's on the team, and he's the overall fastest player in the NFL when it comes to in-game speed. So that's good to know. Now I want to jump to the draft as we finish this up. Again, I'm going to remind everybody, guys, and I'll have you at the end of this here give your last words. But before we get to that, I want to talk about the draft, and I'm really interested in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th round. Now I know I'm talking about very deep. I'm putting you on the spot probably here, but Rave, let me know what you think as far as the 2nd round pick. Because for me, assuming we go defense, obviously, what do you think you go 2nd round? Do we wait Will Hernandez to the 3rd? Does he drop that far, or do we have to get him in the 2nd? And I don't know how you think about him. Josie Jewell, if he's there, I know you want to take him. So do you take Will Hernandez in the 3rd round? Again, let me know what you think the breakdown will be with the defensive player in the 1st round. Lineman, let's say go lineman or linebacker, but let's just say lineman. They take a defensive lineman, defensive tackle. So next round, what do you think we do and name me a couple players, even if it's a receiver or something else? So what do you think in the 2nd round for us, 3rd, 4th, and so on?
The 2nd round, I heard a lot about Will Hernandez and finally looked at him today, and I would love to have a guy like that start at left. They would finally their offensive line again. It's took a step back this year. Of course, I have Josie Jewell. That's another guy that I would love to have in the 2nd round. Really ecstatic if we get a James Washington in the 2nd round. I think that's a little high for wide receiver, but I don't think you're going to get him in the 3rd. Those are the 3 guys that I really look at in the 2nd.
Okay. Now when you look, I like Will Hernandez. I heard he's light in his feet. He's playing guard. He's more of a power run kind of guy. We got a power run scheme coach in there now, the offensive line. He might be perfect. I still say we re-sign Jonathan Cooper and have Will Hernandez develop wherever we draft him, if we get him in the 2nd or 3rd, if he drops that far. Now, I like the names you gave me there at 2nd round. What about 3rd round? We have 1 pick in the 3rd.
If we don't go guard in the 2nd, that's where I would love to get like Isaiah Wynn. Not only I saw a lot of win. I mean, I'm a Georgia fan. I've seen all their games this year, every year. I'm a big fan of his. He can move around. We like to pull our guards. He's one of those guys that can move. He's around 300 pounds, so I mean, he's lighter. He's kind of the kind of guy that we like to get. In the national championship game, he had the highest grades per PFF for both pass blocking and run blocking. I think he's one of the guys that actually is getting no hype that really should be being talked about right now.
So a third rounder for him. So we might go Josie Jewell, second round. I don't know if he'll drop that far, but let's say we go that second round. That would be a bad pick. Someone like him, or the receiver, like you said, and then go lineman, not Will Hernandez, but Win, third round. What about fourth? We have 3 picks in the fourth. Just give me some names, just a jumble of names in there.
Oh, that's kind of. I don't know.
How about Fumajelli?
I completely forgot about him. That's somebody that I'm really high on. Even though he only has 9 fingers, you look at him 6'6", same size as Witten, about 253, same exact, weight of Witten. He looks like you're looking at Witten playing at Tennessee.
Wow.
With 9 fingers.
No, that's a guy I was been looking and reading about. Now I know that Holt, what's his name? Is that his name from Texas?
Hill.
Holton Hill. Yeah. What about him? Do you think he'll be there in the fourth? And is he worth it with his marijuana drug issues?
If I'm the GM, I pull the trigger. I mean, I know, I know Dallas is, what is it now? 4 years in a row we've had a defensive player suspended. I'd still pull the trigger on Hill. He's got length. If you watch Texas versus Oklahoma State, that should seal everything you need to know about Holton Hill when he plays up against James Washington.
Now that's a big. Again, he's one of those guys that could be, drops down. You get taking a risk on him. But now I'm looking here at another name here, Marcus Davenport. Now a lot of people are saying he's gonna be gone early, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because in this mock draft, somebody put it at 4th round. There's no way he's gonna be in the 4th round. But I do see Fumajelli in the end of the 4th, and I'm seeing Holton Hill as in the middle of the 4th. But how about some other names like Damon Webb in the 5th?
If I was to be honest, I have no idea who that is.
Damon Webb, safety, Ohio State. But give me some more names there in the 5th round. We have 2 picks there. I have here the 2 names I see is Damian Webb and Contavious Street, defensive lineman.
Give me North Carolina State. Second.
How about Sky Moore, linebacker? I got him in there later on in the 6th, but I think we might have to go earlier with him if we're going to pull the trigger on someone like him. Sure.
Oh crap!
I guess
I really haven't looked at.
Oh,
I haven't really looked at any of the later guys. I wonder. I think he's an earlier guy. For some reason, Lorenzo Carter's name came to mind, but I think he's at least a top 100 player. He played outside linebacker in Georgia's 3-4, but I think you could put him at defensive end easily. Who was? I think it was Davenport you brought up. Davenport's supposed to be gone in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah. Well, I guess here it gets really tough from here on down. I mean, we'll do a little more deeper round investigations as we get closer to the combine after the Super Bowl. That kind of stuff. I definitely want to break things down a little more, a little deeper when it comes to, because that intrigues me. These late round picks, these diamonds in the rough. The guys that could fit our schemes and fit our team in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round. And remember, we have 5 picks. Half our draft is in the 4th and 5th round. So we have 5 picks in the 4th and 5th and 5 picks in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 6th, and 7th. So we have to definitely take advantage of that middle round jumble of picks that we have 5 picks in there. And I think that's a very important, I think almost more important than the first pick in a way. What do you think about the way our picks are? Would you trade them away? Would you stay where you are and keep these 10 picks and build on that?
Well, I have a question for you concerning that. I was reading an article, and it was talking about trading for Earl Thomas, and it said, if the price for Earl Thomas was Byron Jones, a 4th and a 5th, would you pull the trigger?
That's a good question. Can we trade Beasley instead?
Oh, I would do that definitely. The reason why I say Byron, and the reason why the only hang up I have on it is Earl Thomas is about to be 29, but Byron Jones is also on the last year of his contract.
You get rid of him, we don't have to worry about re-signing him next year. He's a different person's issue. Earl Thomas would slide right into that spot, so we wouldn't really lose anything. That we'd actually probably be gaining with Earl Thomas. I'd still say he's better than Byron Jones, of course, but Byron Jones has some other, some versatility, some other things. But yeah, Earl Thomas is a Pro Bowler. You want him in there. If we can get him, I would love it. The trade has to go through. That'd be the only issue, and that's where I'm kind of shaky on. I don't see the Cowboys going for big names in free agency or in trades. I see them going after someone like a Joe Staley. And I said this yesterday in the big mega chat, or whatever, with Law Nation and Vach and all them. But I think that going for Joe Staley or someone like him at left tackle, and just that takes care of left tackle. It's Tyron Smith and Joe Staley done. We get a rookie to go behind Cooper, and develop him. And then we get a receiver, maybe a running back, and that's it. No more in a draft. We really don't need much. Maybe a little bit more depth somewhere else in free agency, but names that we don't really care much about. On defense, we got to stack it up, I think, on the draft. And again, Earl Thomas would be a great addition to us. I just don't realistically see that happening, and I'm disappointed in that. I would love to see it happening, but not with Jerry Jones and his pocket's tight right now. So I don't know, but I like the idea you're saying about Byron Jones going, because he would be in the last year of his contract, and it would eliminate that issue that we have to face at the end of next year. So I mean, I like that possibility. I would love to get rid of Beasley in that situation. I heard he's on the trading block possibly for this draft, so it'd be something to keep an eye on both those guys. Because if there is a trade that occurs like that, it might be worth it to get someone like Earl Thomas, or move up in the draft for, like you said, a Roquan Smith or someone big like that. I think that's what you said, right?
That would actually work out. The other thing about Beasley being on the trading block is, say a guy like, I believe he's supposed to be, what if a guy like Willie Snead was available in free agency?
Oh, sorry, man. All right, so listen, I'm going to actually jump over here to some of these questions. I like some of these questions. And guys, in the chat, I'm going to say a big shout out to everybody in there. Big thank you, big hello to everybody out there. Of course, guys, hit that like button. Rave and I are sitting here chilling, talking football. So hit that like button. Hit that the subscription button, guys. If you're new and watching this for the first time, we're gonna have Rave back and doing a lot more things. We're gonna wrap it up shortly, but and make sure you hit that notification bell. Also, I'm gonna say a big hello to everybody. So Eagles 01. Unfortunately, I gotta say his name first. The Eagles, Tommy Boy, Slim Shady, Meet the Mets, Kingstar Vids, Matt Persico, Kevin Kincaid, I Am a Hater, Cowboys X Factor in the house. Great video on the unboxing X Factor. Check out his site and sub up to him. I like that unboxing. Santa Claus is here. Let's see. We have Rack City. What's up? Lag. It'll fix itself. Thanks, Rack City. LM is in the house. Santa Claus. Well, I said Ancient Brooks, Tampa Bay Gaming. DJ Crown J. What's up, man? And DJ Crown J, I finally figured it out for the most part. I'm having a lot of secondary sounds in my headphones, so this is a tough thing for me to kind of manage. I'm going to get it better every time, and we're going to get it going, DJ Crown J. I cannot wait for this weekend. If you look above us here, we have a question and answer special with a giveaway. So make sure you join my Cowboys family for that special broadcast. We promised this back a month ago. We finally got all the kids together. Everybody's together for this, so we're going to get that going. Also, the next day, we have a big State of the Cowboys podcast chat with, like we did last night, but we're going to do it with Space Cowboy 17, Cowboys Legend 27, Dallas Cowboys Football News, and of course DJ Crown J and ourselves here, my Cowboys family. We're going to do it on Saturday, so make sure you check in and watch for that. It's going to be a fun stream. So DJ Crown J, I can't wait. We're going to go through all the different everybody's going to try to stream it. I'm going to try it as well. But if you guys don't know yet, make sure you sub up to all those guys I mentioned, especially Space Cowboy 17, man. Sorry you're bored there, Space Cowboy. Speaking of him, he's in class right now. What's up, Cowboys Abroad? Much love. I hope you got your My Cowboys family a bracelet. We sent out the next wave yesterday, but Cowboys Abroad has a long trip to take to get over there to you. So hopefully you get that soon. We're glad that some of you guys got them already. And again, you get one of these $10 or more donation here on My Cowboys family. And you guys get one of these sent to you. Just give us an address, whatever you need, and we'll send it to you guys as soon as possible after $10 if you want one. And you can do it through Super Chat or Patreon, guys. Thank you so much. Let's see. Patriot fan says, I saw Florida. Okay, so Patriot fan, Cowboys Abroad, Cowboys TV, what's up? Ian Hubley, what's up? He said you look like Serpico. Or maybe me. I guess I look like Serpico. Good point, Ian Hubley. I kind of do. Cowboys TV, sub up to him. He said, shout out. I always do a little nice shout outs like that. Shallow How in the house. He said Deshaun Elliott out of Texas, 3rd round. And there's a lot of other choices here. He said Dalvin. No. Let me see here. Give me 1 second. Let me see. Kirk drops the 2nd round. I don't think that's going to happen, LM, but if he does, I think we should definitely go after him there. We're doing 2 streams. I want to delete the other one. This is the main one here, guys. So if you're watching, watch through here. And I always see Patriot fanatics saying Tavares McFadden. So Tavares McFadden from Florida State and Deshaun Elliott, Texas, 3rd round. What do you think about those two there? I know Dalvin Cook's a player in the NFL, guys. He's a hurt rookie from Minnesota Vikings running back. But what do you think about those 2 names there, Eric? Rave?
I would love to have Elliott, actually. That's one of the kind of safeties that I think that Dallas could use. When you hear, like I said, when you hear Derwin James and people are talking about Derwin James and in the box of safety, and I think Elliott. I would actually rather have an Elliott.
Okay, so are those 2, and are those both 3rd round guys?
Derwin James is a 1st round guy. Elliott's later.
Oh, is he? Okay. All right, no, that's good to know because I'm getting schooled here with you, man. So I appreciate it. Let me see. Barry B says, "Can you believe the Cowboys wanted to bump Rob Marinelli for Eberflus, just like they did Kiffin?" Yeah, I mean, I know all about that Eberflus thing. We saw that yesterday. Talked about it yesterday. Some the Cowboys are willing to move Eberflus to the defensive coordinator and Marinelli as the assistant coach. And he didn't want to step on Marinelli's feet, so they're trying to get Marinelli. Again, I said earlier in this stream, guys, there was a coach coming to Dallas, John Pagano, who was the defensive coordinator for the Raiders this past year. He's coming to visit, interview with the Cowboys. Not sure what position yet, so that's what's kind of tricky. With the word about Marinelli, maybe he's taking over as a defensive coordinator while Marinelli moves to the assistant coach to Jason Garrett, I guess. I don't even understand it. Also Ray Horton, if you guys remember Ray Horton, I know Ray probably knows the name. He used to play the Cowboys, I think safety or corner. He wasn't that great. I think he was there when we were 1-15 and all that garbage. But I remember him from the Super Bowl years, not necessarily winning them, but back pre-Super Bowl years of that 90s. We also added Sanjay Lal as a wide receivers coach. He was last season with the Colts. Before that, he was with the Raiders, Jets, and Bills. Remember, he replaces Derek Dooley, who went to be the offensive coordinator at Missouri. What do you think about those names there for the coaches there? If you know these names, I don't know. I'm not really too familiar with these names, Rave. So let me know what you think about those guys.
I'm not too familiar with them, like you said. There's another name that was brought up recently about with Dallas is Chris Richard, who was the defensive coordinator for the Seahawks. Seeing what mind, at least interviewing that guy.
Good point there. Well, I like what you're saying, man. I'm definitely keeping my eyes. I'm tracking that every place possible to make sure that any news that breaks, with these coaches, I'm gonna try to get those names out there when they're solid leads. And so you said Richardson was the name.
Chris Richard. Okay, I was wrong. He hasn't been fired. He's just been allowed to talk to other teams.
Well, and what was his? Is he a position coach or is he a coordinator of some sort.
He's the coordinator in Seattle.
Okay, all right. So I thought he was fired too. So we kind of saying that, getting this information from the same area. But yeah, I've heard him. I don't mind him being on the Cowboys. Someone like you said who built that defense in Seattle, or helped build it. It's someone who helped corral it and keep it that way. So I like that. I like that a lot, man. So here's what we're gonna do, guys. I'm going to close this thing down. I'm gonna say goodbye to Rave415, guys. Everybody out there, first and foremost, make sure you subscribe to Rave415 ASAP, guys. He's getting his videos out there. He's getting going. He just started his channel. Same thing with DJ Crown J. Make sure you go to him and subscribe. Space Cowboy 17 as well. But right now, Rave is on here, rocking it. Thank you so much for all your insight, your breakdowns, and trust me, we're gonna get you back on here shortly to get more in-depth breakdown. Probably more after the Super Bowl, in a couple weeks or something like that, and maybe before the combine, and we'll do it again during and after the combine. So as things change, pieces get moved and different players get signed, free agency. Maybe it'll open up some other I guess maybe it'll be a little more clearer as we get closer to the combine and the draft itself. So and again, tell us where we can find you out there, where people can subscribe to you, what you're about and what your channel is about, and everyone on here is going to sub up. So let us know. All right, Rave, hit it.
Yeah, like you said, I'm Rave415. I'm doing videos for the Dallas Cowboys, obviously. I'm also a Georgia fan, so I'll be doing videos for that. I'll be doing college football, NFL videos. I'll constantly be keeping up with draft info and where the prospects go and what I think of them. That's pretty much what my channel is about.
Fantastic, man. We appreciate you on here. My Cowboys family. I'm expecting to see you on here a couple more times during the draft season here, and as well as with DJ Crown J and other guys. So I like what we got here. I'm going to get this stuff better, working a little better in the future there, Rave. But again, much love, man. Thank you for everything you've done here on this channel tonight, and a great kickoff to hopefully your channel. Guys, subscribe to Rave415. I have the link in the description. He just told you where he's at. You can search him any way you want. Rave415, Georgia Bulldogs, Dallas Cowboys. He'll pop up, or just hit that link below, guys, and subscribe up to him and watch his videos. He's gonna have some great stuff. No, okay. I thought you said something. I'm sorry.
I was saying thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, all right, man. No problem, brother. We'll talk soon again. We always talk about the behind the scenes stuff. We'll definitely talking again, and I'll get you on here shortly, man. Once again, much love, man. Thank you, and go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.